After 25 years, I have finally caught them all from 1999. So, story time before we get into this video. When I was 17, a lot of my friends, they were able to get Xboxes. Well, I wanted an Xbox, and by the time I was 17, I wasn't collecting Pokemon anymore. I had collected roughly between 94 and about 2004 or 5. So 2007 rolls around, my friends get Xboxes, and I was like, I want one. Found all my old Pokemon cards, sold them. Unfortunately, terrible financial decision on my 17-year-old part. I sold a lot of stuff that I would have been very close to completing the entire master sets for a lot of things back from that era. So I had plenty of base set Charizards. I had 3 or 4 of them. Venusaurs, Blastoises, legendary birds. Even had some shadowless hollows. All that good stuff from back in 1999. Sold it so I could get an Xbox. Now fast forward to late in 2023. I got back into Pokemon about that time, about when Scarlet and Violet was just hitting the scene, and I started collecting again. I actually went over to my parents' house sometime last year, around September, and it was helping clean out the attic, and I found a lot of my old common cards. So a lot of them were base set, Jungle, Fossil, some Neo series, and, I was like, you know what? Why don't I try to complete these sets as well? So I did. Starting in September of 2024, every paycheck I got a couple of cards here and there that went towards the base Jungle and Fossil set, and I have just received from eBay the very last one I need to complete for all 3 of those sets. So why not make a video about it? Because who cares? It's my channel. I wanted to make a video about it, so here we are. So I have one last card that is going into this binder, so let's check it out. So here is my base set binder. If you guys didn't know, I do make these binders. I make them custom for myself and for some orders. So you can find a link in the description below. My Etsy store. I actually do make these. I can make a lot of different ones. They don't come with the Spine ID stickers. This is just for me. So on this one, this is my base set, Jungle, Fossil, Base 2, and Team Rocket binders. So what is that last card that I need? So let's go to open it up and find it out. And we will see here, starting out with base set from 1999. Now the Machamp here with the first edition stamp, they were all like that because Wizards of the Coast actually did not take the first edition stamp off of anything. So any Machamp you ever see that's hollow from the base set will have that first edition stamp. If it doesn't, it's probably fake, unfortunately. So flipping the page, and then we get back here, got the rest of the hollows, ending with Zapdos in the base set. So Mewtwo, Nidoking, Ninetales, Poliwrath, Raichu, Venusaur, and Zapdos. And then we get into our non-hollow rares all the way up to Pidgeotto was the last one. And then the Arcanine there starts the diamonds with the uncommons. And then we keep going through, and you'll see that I have completed the entire base set. This was the first one that I actually completed. So maybe you're asking yourself, how much did you spend on this? Well, don't worry, I am actually going to show you. So I made a little spreadsheet here for all of the sets that I am currently going for that come from 1999 or 2000. I wanted to keep track of it in a way that I would know how much I paid for the set and when I got the cards. So this is what I came up with. I just made a set list of the base set, the Jungle, the Fossil, and just put it in an Excel spreadsheet and categorized it in a way that I would understand. I think it's pretty straightforward. So if we go ahead and sort this by oldest to newest, you'll see 9/27. So September 27th of last year is the day that I found all of those old common and uncommon cards in my parents' attic, and that's what sparked me getting back into collecting the base set, and then all the way down to the last card in the base set I purchased on December 4th, 2024. So it took me a little less than 3 months to finish this set. And I ended up paying $966.37 for all the cards that I needed to complete the base set, with obviously the highest one being the Charizard, $444.90. Now, depending on the time, that could be expensive. Maybe it could be cheap for a raw card. But at the end of the day, what I say is whatever you pay for the card, if you're okay with it, then that's what it's worth for you. So $444 is what I paid for the Charizard, $106 for the Blastoise, and $63 for the Venusaur. And by the way, every card in this set is either lightly played or near mint. I didn't buy anything that was moderately played or below. And the next set after I finished the base set happened to be the jungle set. So I just went ahead and went with the order that they came out with. So all the hollows from the jungle set, I got a combination of these actually through some of my local game stores and eBay. For example, the Mr. Mime from the jungle set I did get from a local game store, along with the Vaporeon and the Venomoth. Everything else came from eBay purchases. All the sellers were great condition, just as listed. So that was good. And then we get into the rest with the non-hollows from the jungle set. And there is a lot of those, a lot more than the base set. We go all the way over to Wigglytuff being the last non-hollow rare in the jungle set. And then into everything else, only 64 cards in the jungle set, no energies. And then we end up at the fossil set, but let's take a look at how much I paid for the jungle set. So again, sorting by date, we start at September 27th, more of the cards that I found up in my parents' attic. And then we end at, where did we end at? February 21st is where I ended with the Pinsir. That was the last card I needed. So for the jungle set, I ended up paying $350.23. As for the most expensive one I had to buy, that would be the Snorlax, $36.80. And for a near mint card that grades very well, that card does do very well on the market with PSA 9 or 10. Snorlax is the most expensive one in the jungle set, followed by Jolteon, at least at the time. Prices do fluctuate, so it could be a little bit different, but overall, not too bad. $350.23 to complete the jungle set. And then last but not least, the fossil set, and this is where the last card I need goes. So the fossil set was a great set, at least for me, because it features all three of the legendary birds. So we've got Articuno there, and then Moltres and Zapdos behind this on the next page. I also love Gengar, one of my favorite Pokemon. So Gengar and Haunter. Unfortunately, the Haunter I had some trouble getting. I actually ordered an initial card for that, and it was very damaged during shipping due to poor packing. So I had to get a refund for that, and yeah, it didn't go well. I did end up getting my refund, but it was a fight to get it. Obviously, because the person that I ordered it from thought that I destroyed the card for whatever reason. Don't know why anybody would do that, but I'm sure there probably is a reason that that person thought that. But yeah, so I ended up getting my refund and ordering a new one, which was actually in a lot better shape than the one that I ordered and for a cheaper price. So then we flip the page, and there is the last one I need, which is in this box, packed very well, by the way. You love to see stuff like this come from eBay when it's packed like this, because you know it's probably going to withstand a fair bit of damage. But yeah, we'll go ahead and open this, and we'll get the very last card out. If I can get this open, let's get this box ripped open. Ooh, and there's even some air bubble mailer things in there as well. Very good packing from the seller. Definitely getting really good feedback from me. And we have it right there. The last card is the Fossil Raichu. So that was the last one I needed. And for the most part, I was kind of just buying these in alphabetical order based on how they come through the set. And let's just go ahead and carefully cut that tape and get this out of here. And we will get our Raichu out, which is already in a nice enough penny sleeve. So there it is, the last one, and the set is now completed. So this is the master set for base set, jungle, and fossil unlimited set. I wish I could do first edition or shadowless, but that is just a little bit too rich for my blood. So there it is, the last card going in, and then we've got all the non-hollows, and like I said, Moltres and Zapdos, really cool cards for the legendary birds, the original ones, and then into the non-hollows, which are all here. And then we end with the last non-hollow as Zapdos. And then we get into the rest, and there's only 62 cards in the jungle set. And then the next is the base set 2. So finally, let's check out what I paid for the jungle set. Or I'm sorry, the fossil set. So for the fossil set, of course, it starts on September 27th again. Obviously, lots of vintage and lots of Neo, base, jungle, fossil, all that stuff in there. So that's why I ended up with starting the collection as, and we scroll down. I ended up paying $428.60 for the fossil set. And there are some other cards in this that are quite expensive, at least compared to some of the other hollows and stuff like that. So if we sort, the Gengar Holo was actually the most expensive that I paid. Now, this one I did overpay a bit for on the market price, but the card was in such good shape, and I was in a bidding war against somebody else on eBay, and I was like, I am not losing this card. So I ended up paying $63.65 for it. The Dragonite, also pretty expensive, $56.97. So a couple of very sought after vintage cards in the fossil set. Moltres and Zapdos up there, and the Raichu, the last one I needed, $26.84. So again, $428 for the entire set. So all in all, I ended up paying $1,600 to $1,700 to get all of these cards in the lightly played to near mint condition that they are, which is worth it because over time they're probably still going to keep increasing in value. Obviously, no more of these cards are being printed, so it's just something that I felt that I needed to do in order to complete this set. I paid what I paid, and that's the end of it. It was worth it to me at the end of the day. So there you have it. After a 6 to 7 month journey or so, I finally completed the original unlimited runs of the base, jungle, and fossil sets. Ended up spending between $1,600 and $1,700. You could probably do it a little bit cheaper than that yourself, but it really depends on what the cards are worth to you and what you're willing to pay. I had a lot of fun searching, researching, and trying to find all of these cards in the quality that I was okay with having that. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, and maybe you can live vicariously through me while I collect these sets. Next up on my list is base set 2, and I'm about 70% of the way through that, and that comes from the cards that I found, again, in my parents' attic, as well as searching around local card shops. And I've actually bought a couple of friends' old collections that they were looking to get rid of, so I got a lot of cards from that as well. If you like this video, please leave a thumbs up down below, and if you wouldn't mind, go ahead and tap that subscribe button down below the video and turn on the bell icon. It'll let you know whenever I upload new content. With that, thank you guys for watching. As always, I will see you on the next one. Take it easy.